From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Darrell W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Thursday, April 9th, 2015. Silver is trading at $16.33 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,200 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $244. Antiwar.com reports, despite years of haranguing from the U.S. and threats to sanction Pakistan, the IranPakistan natural gas pipeline will finally be built by Chinese company CNPC, according to reports. Initially floated as an Iran-Pakistan-India pipeline, the project has been pushed as a way for Pakistan to solve decades of crippling energy shortages that have led to intermittent blackouts in major cities. India withdrew from the project in 2009, saying the prices negotiated were no longer attractive. Pakistan still wanted and needed the gas, but the U.S. State Department has repeatedly threatened to impose crippling economic sanctions on them for daring to do business with Iran. The insertion of a Chinese company into the situation changes it dramatically and seems to be the result of the latest framework deal with Iran and a planned easing of sanctions. As a permanent UN Security Council member, China is in a much better position to thumb their nose at idle U.S. threats over the pipeline, and given recent diplomatic progress, it will be difficult for the U.S. to even try to retaliate over the matter. For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. UPI reports a Texas federal judge refused to lift a temporary block on a White House immigration plan that would defer deportation for up to 5 million people in the country illegally. U.S. District Judge Andrew Hanen rejected a request by the federal government that he stay his February 16th decision, which granted a preliminary injunction blocking President Obama's executive action. He said the government has not shown any credible reason why the order needed to be set into action immediately. Texas and 25 other states, largely Republican, sued to stop Obama's action, saying it was a constitutional overreach of power and would force them to spend more on law enforcement, healthcare, and education. Hanen wrote in the order, "There is no pressing emergent need for this program. If there had been such a need, the Department of Homeland Security could have implemented the program at any time in the last 5 or even 10 years." In November, Obama signed the order that also granted benefits to some parents of legal residents and citizens. The move has become a flashpoint across the nation. The U.S. Department of Justice also appealed the matter to the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. Oral arguments are set to begin April 17th. On Tuesday, Hanen also said the administration misled him when it revealed last month the federal government had issued expanded worker permits to some 100,000 workers in the country illegally before the court blocked the program from beginning. He told the government to supply more information on the issue by April 21st. When her plush and comfy life suddenly and unexpectedly fell apart, Brooke and her dog Cloud set out to defy the odds. If this is a man's world, as they say, living on the streets is no place for a young woman. One day she awoke in the redwood forest and realized she had become a hobo, and would ultimately come to know exactly what it means to survive. How to Be a Hobo by Brooke Willett is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports Boston Marathon bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev's conviction on Wednesday came as a relief to residents of the city of Boston, though many expressed mixed feelings over whether the 21-year-old should be put to death for his crimes. Tsarnaev was found guilty in federal court of killing 3 people and injuring 264 others by detonating twin bombs at the finish line of the world-famous race in 2013. The jury will now decide whether Tsarnaev should be executed. After the verdict was read, bombing survivor Karen Broussard said at a news conference that she and other survivors were grateful for the guilty verdict, but she said the survivors also had differing views on whether Tsarnaev deserves the death penalty. Massachusetts scrapped the death penalty in 1984, but capital punishment is still available in cases that are under federal jurisdiction. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.